The fundamental secret about wealth isn't found in complex algorithms or exclusive networks. The truth is not about luck, inheritance, or external forces. It's about the relentless discipline of the mind. Society pushes the deeply entrenched myth that success is always a matter of pure luck or winning a genetic lottery. This limiting belief tragically keeps countless aspiring individuals trapped in a cycle of passive wishing and deferred action. This pervasive belief that the rich possess arcane, proprietary knowledge is the single greatest psychological obstacle. It acts as an artificial, self-imposed barrier that prevents you from attempting crucial, uncomfortable actions. This belief that rich people have secret knowledge is the greatest psychological obstacle to your financial and personal progress. This serves as an artificial, self-imposed barrier that prevents you from even attempting the crucial, uncomfortable actions that yield true abundance. The truth is simple: wealth is the cumulative, compounded, and entirely predictable outcome of specific, deliberate behavioral choices. We can distill and codify this success into 5 core, transformative habits that transcend industry, economic status, or geographical background. The majority are running on a default financial operating system installed by tradition and culture, designed only for safety and compliance. This OS actively filters out opportunities that involve perceived risk, prioritizing the immediate security of the paycheck over exponential asset creation. This societal programming leads to agonizing inertia where great ideas perish, the crippling fear of failure, and the pursuit of illusory balance. This acceptance of limited income creates a suffocating ceiling on potential, preventing the exponential growth that is truly available. There is a clear path to shatter that income ceiling, a proven blueprint used by the most financially successful people on the planet. The promise is that shifting your focus from what you do to how you fundamentally think and react unlocks exponential growth. These 5 habits are not merely tactical maneuvers, but deep philosophical shifts that govern and predetermine every consequential decision. These shifts predetermine every consequential decision they make, acting as an internal guidance system for success. The entire journey begins with the foundational truth of initiating difficult, uncomfortable action. Our first, most liberating habit: the wealthy consciously and consistently choose to act anyway. Every successful pivot is initiated despite the omnipresent, screeching voice of the inner critic. This voice is just your brain's ancient safety mechanism screaming for you to remain safely within the established boundaries of comfort. The amateur waits until the fear subsides, which it never does. The wealthy recognize that feeling of unqualified terror as a mandatory signpost indicating they are on the right path. They have cultivated the discipline to thank the critic for its input and immediately proceed with the action. They have trained themselves to politely acknowledge the fear and immediately proceed with the action anyway, understanding that confidence is not the precondition for action, but its earned reward. This reward is a neurochemical reinforcement that only triggers after you have faced the challenge. Every small, uncomfortable action compounds into an unbreakable psychological fortitude and resilience. The greatest risk you face is not failure itself, but the paralysis of perpetual inaction. The paralysis of inaction guarantees stagnation, preventing any chance of achieving success. This willingness to push past comfort directly enables the second, often dangerously misunderstood, habit. They embrace the importance of obsession. The cultural narrative perpetually demands balance in all things. Yet the wealthy understand that balance is merely the formula for maintenance. Balance is not the formula for achieving escape velocity or true exponential growth. To launch a major project and get from 0 to 1, you must break free from the gravitational pull of the status quo. This requires a temporary, radical focus, an asymmetric investment of time and energy. This intense focus is the season of thrust, which looks like singular, uncompromising obsession to most outsiders. During this period, social engagements are minimized and leisure time is strategically repurposed. The chosen goal becomes the primary filter for all decisions, governing their actions. They recognize that this temporary asymmetric investment yields permanent, exponential returns later. True sustainable balance is achieved only after the structure is stable and the system is running autonomously from 1 to 10. This means true, sustainable balance is only achieved after the breakthrough moment. Therefore, the wealthy's initial obsession is a temporary launch tool, not a permanent lifestyle. The third critical habit: the wealthy question everything they've been taught about money and challenge old assumptions. The bedrock of financial success requires dismantling the limiting inherited beliefs that act as invisible chains. They challenge destructive dogmas, like the common belief that investing is inherently risky. This dogma often ignores the guaranteed, constant capital destruction caused by inflation. They reject the deeply embedded scarcity mindset that dictates money is hard to make and must be hoarded. The wealthy conduct a forensic audit of their financial psychology, systematically challenging every assumption concerning job security and retirement timelines. They know traditional advice keeps the system running, but doesn't maximize individual freedom or potential. They actively discard definitions of success like job titles or prestige that do not align with their ultimate goal. Their ultimate goal is buying back their time and achieving creative independence. This intellectual freedom allows them to define money as a powerful tool for creating opportunities and leverage. They ask the crucial question, what if the widely accepted belief about this financial rule were completely wrong? This intellectual freedom paves the way for the fourth and most powerful habit of all. The fourth habit. They find ways to make money while they sleep. The single, most definitive difference between the average earner and the wealthy creator is the relationship between their time and their income. The former trades a linear, finite resource, time, for a linear, capped reward, paycheck. This linear transaction creates an unavoidable ceiling defined by the fixed 24 hours in a day. The wealthy, however, build systems that generate revenue exponentially, breaking the ceiling entirely. The wealthy focus on decoupling their time from their income by building assets that generate revenue independent of their physical presence. This decoupling is achieved by utilizing the four great forms of leverage. The first two forms are capital, investing, and code, software and digital products. The third and fourth forms are media, content that scales infinitely, and people, building high-leverage teams. Their primary goal is building assets that generate revenue independent of their physical presence. Their ultimate goal is to build a machine once, and then let that machine serve millions simultaneously. They recognize that one unit of initial effort should be paid back 1,000,000 times over. This transforms their financial life from a linear job to an algorithm that runs continuously. Their focus shifts entirely from earning money from work to having their established assets do the earning work for them, thereby fundamentally breaking the income ceiling imposed by the fixed hours in a day and entering a realm of true economic freedom. The system now runs autonomously, divorced from your physical presence. Time is irrelevant when your income is leveraged. Finally, the fifth habit is that they adopt the scientist's mindset and treat failure as data. The average individual views failure as a deeply personal, catastrophic event that proves their inadequacy. This leads to consuming shame, immediate psychological retreat, and a termination of the learning process. The wealthy, however, treat every setback not as a catastrophe, but as high-value data. They view setbacks as an expensive but necessary piece of tuition, informing the next improved iteration. They rigorously train themselves to shift the internal dialogue from self-blame and criticism to analytical questioning. They ask, what did the market teach me? And what critical adjustment do I need to make next time? This analytical approach immediately eliminates the emotional paralysis associated with setbacks, allowing them to test, pivot, and iterate at speeds impossible for the risk-averse majority. Their failures compound into unique, proprietary knowledge that ultimately guarantees long-term systemic success. The actual functional formula for enduring wealth is the combination of these 5 powerful philosophical shifts working together. This includes the willingness to act despite fear, the commitment to obsessive focus, and the intellectual freedom to question norms. The formula also requires the architectural decision to build leverage and the emotional resilience to learn from every setback. This specific combination is the actual, functional formula for building enduring, long-term wealth that lasts. In summary, success is not a cosmic mystery, but a rigorous, achievable process you must actively commit to. First, choose aggressive action over debilitating comfort. Second, seek focused intensity. Third and fourth, reject limiting beliefs and prioritize the architectural building of leveraged assets. And fifth, embrace failure as the most valuable form of competitive feedback. Your journey does not start with a massive capital investment or an overwhelming grand plan. It starts with the small, daily, committed choice to embody these 5 powerful philosophical habits. Your success is merely a compounded result of your habits, not a matter of sudden luck. The single best way to compound your financial intelligence today is simple and accessible. This involves consuming more content that actively challenges the status quo. Start today by making a small commitment to regularly compound your knowledge. The single best habit you can start today is to commit to regularly compounding your knowledge. The single best way to compound your financial intelligence today is by subscribing to this channel. By subscribing, you ensure a continuous, low-friction input of content directly challenging the status quo. Don't let this hard-earned momentum end here. Choose action over comfort immediately. Every day you wait is another day your old, limiting financial OS continues to run. Make the small commitment now to take control and continue the journey. Click subscribe. Don't let your financial intelligence stop compounding just because this video is over. Keep the momentum going immediately. For your very next crucial step, I recommend you immediately go watch this video, where I break down the 5 best scalable assets you can start building this weekend, even if you have no money right now. Building Type 2 assets, things that grow, is the critical way you solidify your financial freedom. This is the crucial next lesson. Go compound your knowledge right now. Remember, success is not a cosmic mystery, but a process you must commit to daily to see results. Your powerful journey starts not with a massive investment, but with a small, daily choice to embody these 5 habits. Thank you so much for watching and for investing this valuable time in your future self. Now, the time for consuming content is over. The time for necessary action begins. Now go build your assets and challenge the status quo every single day. I'll see you in the next one.